we go. The button is pressed. The
Button is pressed.
The bitrate is connected. You are coming through a little warm.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm just going to turn you down on my end.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I think we're approximately live. Hey, Amabel.
Yeah.
I've had a bad week.
You've had a very bad week. I'm so sorry.
So this is a relaxing stream for me to relax. Hey there, Cornflakes. Welcome.
Okay.
Welcome,
Well,
Vodfolk. Hello, everybody.
I did design a trivia game for you.
Okay. All right. I mean,
Maybe that'd be for next week.
No, I can handle the trip. Maybe.
No,
Gonna,
maybe next week will be better.
No, if you tell me that you have if you tell me that you have it, I can't not. The suspense will kill me. We're gonna start with Mixolumia. I'm relaxed. I'm relaxed with Mixolumia here in phase 1. Is it a joke? Are you being serious? I can't tell.
That was a bit of a joke.
Okay.
I had started working on something, and then I was like, she's had a bad week. I'll finish this a later week when her week was less bad.
Now the suspense. Oh.
Sorry. When it's done, I will spring it on you.
Okay. Anyway, Mixolumia.
Cornflakes says, relaxing stream to relax, time for Doom or Dusk or Harat? I don't know what Harat is.
I believe Hrot is a boomer shooter. I think there's a theme going on with those suggestions. Yeah, but I'm gonna need you to carry the chatter just a little bit.
What I was doing was trying to promote the I put a link out for the stream.
Okay, I appreciate that. I'm not that was not right this second so much as just sort of today in general.
Yeah, well, you're having me play something, so yeah. I mean, I'll have to carry a bit.
You're gonna do lots of very natural feeling talking about your thoughts and stuff about the game.
Yeah, sure. That's what I'm good at. That's what we've discovered over the last couple years.
That's what we do here.
Cornflake confirms it is a very brown boomer shooter.
Yeah, I think I've seen it.
I don't think games are as brown as people say they are brown, but they are too brown a lot of the time. That's my hot take. You can have colors if you are a game. It's allowed.
It's
not just for Sonic OCs.
I feel like it's a little strange to be like games aren't as brown as people say they are when you're talking about rot.
I mean, I don't. Okay, it's
maybe it may have been like a weird place to stake that particular flag.
The word brown the word brown is used both to describe the color of games, but also like, oh, games are so brown, they're so realistic, and I don't know. Like, I feel like the game that you played on the stream this week, the weekday stream,
it was more
more
gray than anything.
Yeah. And like,
but yeah, you're right. It's used more as an indicator of a sort of tone than the actual color brown. Yeah.
Yeah. And you just don't see as much of that if you don't play a lot of AAA games, I think. I
Also
don't get
true.
the sense I don't get the sense AAA games are particularly colorful,
Oh, why don't?
unless they're like a Mario.
Oh boy.
Is that wrong? Am I wrong?
Yeah, I
Wrong?
definitely don't stand by that in any kind of general sense.
You don't. Well, you just tell me not to play AAA games, and I listen to you because I'm impressionable.
I do
So
not
I don't.
do that. Can we make this a day when you don't like troll me very much? Like, hang a bunch of stuff on me that I have to defend myself from. I know this is your favorite thing in the universe.
I'm trying to be nice to you, like I was yesterday.
Yeah, exactly like you were yesterday.
I don't know what you. I'm a sweetheart.
America's sweetheart, famously.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about America, though, is that it's not great.
This is working a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm feeling relaxed, which is
Okay.
unusual. Although
Yeah,
every time I start to feel relaxed, I immediately get paranoid. It's like, what if that's what they're waiting for?
Oh no. Sweetie.
Trying to lure me into a false sense of security, you know?
Yeah.
So I have a very sort of like loose strategy with this game. I'm doing
Yeah.
what I would describe as grouping more than anything else. And in some places I try to like set up, I try to intentionally set up a little bit of potential energy, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm not even always really trying to match very hard. I'm just kind of like, these pieces should be together based on aesthetics and vibes.
Yeah. I get that. You know, when I start a game of Mixolumia, I tend to want to pile up like half or a little less than half of the screen with stuff that's not matched, but in kind of snaking patterns of 3.
Mm.
So that as I start to make dents into it, and things fall on each other, then those things clear and those things clear. And when it works, it's like it is really pretty and it feels really effective. And when it doesn't, I lose very quickly. And like, what am I doing? Why am I so bad at this? You are certainly the superior player, I feel like. Every time you play, I try to pick up on the how to do it. And it's hard because the game's very pretty. It's harder to pay attention when a game is pretty. Does that make any sense to you at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
This
This
why you don't
is
pay
sort of what I'm
attention to
saying,
me
though,
as
is that
easily?
the plan is not available to be picked up because there is not that
Yeah.
much of a plan. Ow, Amabel, it was about
Yeah.
to rain. It was just about to rain. I did such a bad job. 1.8
Oh,
million.
are you? Because I'm on a delay.
Oh, right,
I'm
because I
seeing it.
didn't send you the thing. Yeah, well,
Okay. Well, I will watch. I'm watching and I will react in. So game over. There we go. It was probably about to rain.
I apologize.
That's okay. That was the pre-stream.
That was the pre-stream. Just a little bit of warm-up time. A little bit of time for people to find their way in. People did not, for the most part, find their way in yet. But we're moving to phase 2 anyway. because we got places to be and things to be.
Yeah,
Probably.
probably.
Hey, Amabel.
I mean,
You know what's a
yeah.
fun video game? You know what's a fun and interesting video game?
Hitman,
Okay,
Squeak Cross Home, Squeak Home,
I don't disagree with that.
Balatro,
Yes, sure.
Blueprints.
Are you? What is this bit? What are you doing?
I don't know. You asked me for some fun games. I'm trying my best.
Yeah, but you know what we're doing today. I was trying to help. I was trying to give you an opportunity to help me intro the thing,
Okay,
and what you've
well,
done instead is make
you're
everything
having me
difficult.
play a game called
Yeah.
Nowhere Profit that
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
We're gonna
So I
spend
can't
we're
tell
gonna
you if it's
spend
fun
a
or
little
not.
bit of time with Nowhere Profit.
Maybe it's miserable. I don't know.
If you don't want to appear on camera,
Yeah, no, I did that, didn't I?
I would. Yeah,
Yes?
you did now.
Okay.
You had not when I started saying that. So I played this game on stream, on the channel, way back when. Here we go,
Okay.
folks. I played this game on the channel way back when, and it's it's a thing I have been thinking about a little bit as I'm hearing more about Crown Breakers, which is approaching being a real thing.
Okay. So,
Go ahead
let me
and
ask you a question.
yeah,
Should I click on the rule book?
I think you should just click new game.
All right. A dangerous road. You're about to set out on a dangerous journey across a hostile planet.
It's true.
Soma is filled with greedy people and raging beasts. It's unlikely that you will reach your goal right away. Be prepared to lead multiple caravans across the wastes. Start your journey.
So this is one of those like node map traversal.
World is
roguelites?
broken.
I'll let you do this.
Only the strong and ruthless prevail in this land of ruins. Hope is for the naive and the weak. Until I heard its call from the night sky. The falling star spoke of power and forgotten knowledge. It told me where it would land long before it smashed into Soma. Its voice was weak and fragmented. It carried the promise of a way out, a path to change, and it gave me a purpose. It took me weeks to cross through Soma's wilderness. Then its impact shook the heavens. Hissing with heat, the sand around it had turned into glass. Oh, that's rad. Then it spoke of the crypt for the last time. I had spoken to machines before, but none had been this powerful, this keen. Yet it was dying. In blue light, it painted a mandala in the dusty air. With this fractal symbol, it showed me glimpses of ancient knowledge from before the crash. Etched in hard light, it told me how to find and open the crypt, this place of legend. Then the fallen star spoke to me. Pound, pound, pound. You help? Power? Safety and knowledge? In the crypt? You lead them, pound, pound, pound.
It doesn't. You don't have to say the. Okay.
As the machine died and its light slowly subsided, there's a lot of story here. I could hear words of prayer and mantras all around me. Others must have seen the trail of fire, heard the star's whispers, and followed it here too. Their eager faces told me they had heard the machine speak to me. The prophet, they chanted. And so my followers had found me, and together we would find the crypt.
All right. So before you click on anything else,
Yeah.
So this is a node map traversal roguelite. This was a big genre for a while. Obviously, there are still games being made like this, and some of them are still big deals. Obviously, Slay the Spire is one of these.
Hmm.
But in sort of like in the wake of FTL, this was a big business. There were tons of them, and this game is from that period. So I don't know how much familiarity you have with these sorts of.
I mean, I played Slay the Spire. I mean, I played some of the later ones: Slay the Spire, Peggle, not Peggle, Peglin.
Yeah, not Peggle so much.
Can you pronounce that first word for me?
Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste, my prophet. Let me be your humble guide on this journey. I'll tell you everything I know to help you make this pilgrimage a successful one. Let's start our journey to the crypt by opening the map. Yeah, okay. This is your map. Here you can pick the next destination on our way to the crypt. Simply move the map and select the spot to learn more about it. Traveling costs us food and hope. Make note of the difficult terrain, which is visible by the colored roads on the map. Fights here will be have more hazards, but can also lead to better rewards. Get closer to the crypt, we need to reach the large milestone located at the upper right corner of the map. All right, well, I think...
So yeah, you can look ahead and plan your trip a little bit. You can see what some nodes are.
That's some food. Travel 10, 5, 10, 5. It's okay.
10-5 is pretty standard for a road.
The sun was setting as we noticed a dark bloom of smoke not far away. Sneaking closer, we saw a band of raiders celebrating their victory over a small roaming caravan of a size not unlike ours. We spotted 2 sets of clan signals, 2 separate raider groups. They are currently busy splitting up their newly acquired batteries, slaves, and other valuables. What should we do, prophets? We can't sneak past them, says Prathana.
So if you mouse over
Prathana's
name. Oh no, it doesn't show you. Okay. each of the characters who can speak to you is actually a person in your caravan. You can see at the top of the screen that your caravan currently contains 18 people.
Okay.
And part of what I thought was most interesting about this game is the way that you do have to actually manage them sort of as people.
Okay. So we absolutely are going to free the slaves. That's a no-brainer. We backed up and tried to get closer to the chained slaves and swiftly began our assault. One of the slaves, bruised but still wearing a warrior's turban, noticed us and promptly started shoving a fellow prisoner to distract the guards. What in all the hells are you up to? Do you want to taste the whip again? He yelled. The guards turned towards the scene, so our onslaught caught them by surprise.
Your performance of character dialogue is always so fun.
A fight! Defend our convoy! In battle, you need to play your cards to survive. Cards cost energy. Alright. At the start of each of your turns, you gain an additional energy cell, and all are refilled. Many of your cards are followers, which when played, join the fight on your side, but be careful, they may fall in battle. You also have access to your leader cards on the right-hand side. These are your abilities. They are vital to gain an immediate advantage in combat. To win, you have to reduce the enemy leader to 0 health while avoiding that same fate. Be aware that any damage you take remains even after combat.
Yeah.
So Alright, so they have 5 health.
Yeah, you have 30 HP, and damage is relatively permanent. So try to be cautious with it. It's not Magic the Gathering.
Leader cards. Okay.
But the resource system, so obviously, like, node traversal roguelite is almost a meta game description. It doesn't really tell you what like the gameplay is like within the nodes. It could be anything, right? As you noted, like Peglin, for example, is one of these, and Peglin is a very different sort of game than this one is. But yeah, so here we have a sort of like a small scale tactics card game that obviously owes a lot to the wave of digital card games that was popular at the time as well.
Yeah.
You can see that this resource system is the Hearthstone resource system, which is in its way just a simplification of the Magic resource system.
So, one damage to target. Target does not. Can that target the enemy leader?
Why are you asking me for?
Because if I click on it and it doesn't do it, I waste my. Okay.
You got to learn though, right?
Yeah. All right. Well, let's do what I think will be the safe thing first.
Okay.
I guess you go here. A proud warrior. Followers enter combat exhausted and can't act immediately. Starting with your next turn, the follower will refresh and be ready to attack or move. Okay. You can see your follower has 2 sets of numbers. Their strength on the left and their life on the right. Once the follower's life points reach 0, they are destroyed. When fighting, your follower's positions are critical. Only the first unblocked unit in each row can attack and be attacked. It is in frontline position and marked with 3 spikes. All right. And the last note, units that are not on the front line can still attack, but only the obstacle that is directly blocking them. Okay.
Unless, of course, unless they say otherwise.
Okay. Yeah, that's an alright turn. Now we're ready to fight. Your warrior is ready. See that yellow triangle? See that yellow triangle symbolizing that?
So again, characters have a sort of a magic type summoning sickness, basically, where they generally don't get to attack on the turn you play them.
To attack, simply drag one of your followers onto an enemy unit. Beware, enemy units will deal damage to your follower in retaliation. You can always attack the enemy leader directly. Doing this, your unit does not suffer any retaliation damage. You can also drag your follower onto an empty tile on your side to move. However, each follower can only take 1 action before being exhausted. So I could just... Yeah, that ends the fight.
In this case, it's pretty simple. Generally, enemies do not have 5 HP.
Yeah. Victory, my prophet. One of our own has just received a blessing. The follower that deals the killing blow in a fight will be blessed. Okay, I got some bread and plant fibers. That's pretty sick. Blessed follower immediately heals their wounds and gains +1/+0 while blessed. But beware, if the follower gets wounded, they will lose this blessing again.
Yeah, and you can see the bread is food. The plant fibers we have no direct use for, but they are valuable as trade goods, and so their value is expressed in terms of batteries, which is the currency of the world.
The last of the jailers fell lifelessly to the floor. We quickly broke the chains of the prisoners, ready to overpower the remaining bandits together. When we turned to fight them, they had vanished, cannily using the chaos of the fight to grab all the loot and escape. All right, got a couple of people. We'll move on. Good work, my prophet. Our people are safe again. However, some of your followers may have suffered wounds. The review at the bottom shows you how many.
So this is what I was talking about. When we finish this little bit of tutorial, then we'll talk.
You may want to take this time to check your decks. Simply select one of the cards at the bottom of the screen to inspect and edit your convoy deck or leader deck.
So the cards in your convoy deck, your creatures, in a sort of standard sense, are all like individual characters, and like the state of their health is tracked and maintained. You can see one of them has a blessing and is so marked in yellow. But if you had lost someone in that combat, if one of your creatures had been defeated, that would now be a person in your caravan who's injured.
Okay.
And so less capable of combat, and and I think the persistence adds something really interesting.
Okay. Okay. Yep. West. All right. So
So
here's my.
you don't necessarily have to have everybody in your convoy in combat mode, but
Yeah.
you can have a quick look at your sort of layout here.
Target becomes the exclusive target for enemy attacks along this frontline position. Okay. Two damn. Yep. This is my blessed person. This is a good one. This is my blessed person. Initiate is just a standard. It's a 2/3. Scouts a 3/2. Wild hand. I have 2 scouts. Okay. Oh, this is a rare card. Oh boy. Uh, Furry. The effects of this card are triggered when a unit is played onto the battlefield.
Amabel
Okay.
Holland, you fucking know
Lot
that
of
word
these.
is pronounced. I know that
What?
you are literate, and so you know that that word is not furry.
Okay. Devoted guard has taunt. Okay. The raider. Okay. First strike seems pretty good.
And so you can see at the bottom of their card their name. These are the characters who will speak to you.
Okay. I'll put that one in insight. Game +1/+0 whenever its owner plays a leader card. I mean that might it's a 2/4 too. That's pretty. All right, yeah. I'll have all my cards in right now. We'll see. Hey, let's get some food.
It's a good chance.
A little off the road, we spotted a creek with clear water and bordered by lush fields filled with berries. Took as much as we could carry.
That is a lot of food. Lana the Witch says in chat, in her defense, furry spawn a beast sounds absolutely like a sentence. And what I'm going to say is don't encourage her. Don't.
Next thing you're gonna tell me is that man's name is not Brian Furry.
No, I've given up on telling you that. Because I know that you know that.
What do you think is Brian's persona?
It's going to be something like weirdly horny. An otter, maybe?
Oh God. Okay. Yeah, that works. Oh, hey, Cat's in the chat. Hi, Cat.
Yeah, hello everybody. Thank you for coming to our stream. I'm making
Followers.
Amabel play a video game because I had a bad week and I need to relax.
You did have a bad week. I'm sorry.
And we'll probably talk a little bit more about that later.
Our followers were just preparing our camp for the night in a beautifully colorful forest setting when a squad of dented rusters crawled from the purple undergrowth and started attacking us. That is rude. Another fight. Ready yourself for battle. Select on one of the cards to adjust your. Yeah, no, we'll go. We'll just go.
So yeah, before battle, you will generally have the option to edit your decks, so you don't need to worry so much about them in the downtime.
Okay. Draw combat cards. All right. That's true. Ooh. Yeah. Am I gonna mulligan this?
And you can mulligan individual cards. I believe if you just like click on a card.
Okay. Let's start by mulliganing. I think these are okay. I'm gonna start by mulliganing those. Yep. Yeah, okay. You need to draw a card. Your hand is full. Nothing happens. You draw. Your deck is empty. You take 2 damage. Okay, good to know.
Yep, and keep in mind that your decks are not very large.
Right? Yeah.
So there is some tension with like draw a card effects a little bit. Just stuff to keep in mind. So this enemy has some armor.
Yeah, that's not great. Uh, you know what? I will play this man. Okay. All right. Well, I have someone who's a little. Okay. All units and leaders draw a combo. Okay. Let's start with. Okay. Okay. Now, so I'm glad I did that because then I can play this card and I can spawn a beast. I'm also going to do an attack.
Okay. Now keep in mind, only the thing in front in any particular row is going to be able to attack.
The beast is spawned there.
Yeah.
Okay.
You do not get to control that.
Okay. Okay. I mean, that's pretty simple. Just do it that way. Okay.
We got some machine parts, which are worth batteries, and also some batteries, which are worth batteries.
The dead bodies of our enemies littered the area. All right. Let's move on. Another long day on the road came to an end when a spotter pointed out a large shape off the path. It was a giant blood tree. Its enormous branches stretching out far into the sky. There was enough space beneath its titanic red roots to set up our camp. We slept well that night, guarded by this ancient spirit. I'm doing good for food.
Yeah, we're doing very well on food so far.
All right, well, let's keep traveling. We came into a strange new landscape with oddly lacked any vegetation. The ground was uncomfortably hot, and the air reeked of rotten eggs. Two shabby-looking fellows with gas masks, weathered gray ponchos, and spears waited for us in the middle of the road. They warned us of the treacherous trail ahead and offered their services as guides. Yeah, all right.
Well, okay.
Their price was high, but we might have suffered terrible losses without their guidance. The road proved to be rather dangerous. One step to the side and we could have been swallowed by sinkholes or drowned in toxic mud. That was a good decision I made.
Did it not, like, so you saw a button on it with text that you didn't understand. It just says chance unlikely after one of the options, and there's no part of your brain that's like, we should investigate that. I should mouse over it and see what it means, or if it will give me any. You just completely ignore it. Why have an assumption?
Okay, no, you're right. You're right. My thing was I was given a story decision to make about, like, this is dangerous. Do you want guys to be safe? And I was like, yes, please.
Yeah, but why not try to make sense of the UI? How do you know that you know what it's telling you?
At a clearing, we found the corpses of at least half a dozen travelers, apparently torn apart by beasts. We buried their remains, but also relieved them of their valuables since they weren't in need of them anymore. We have some plant fibers and some hides and furs, which is giving me 10 blue batteries. Why are those blue?
Hey, look at you asking questions.
Well, this is a whole situation up here. The sun had barely risen above the horizon when a small group of people came stumbling down the path through the gray morning mist. It was a man and various family members dressed in rags and pulling their meager belongings in a handcart. So I can wave them closer. Chance is risky, or invite them in requires 4 altruist, or I can let them pass. Do I have 4? No, it's gray, so I don't have that.
Yeah, you can see that option is grayed out.
I am risk adverse. I'm going to let them pass. We already had enough hungry mouths to feed, so we let the beggar and his offspring move on.
Amabel Holland.
What?
Nothing.
What seemed like a peaceful and quiet evening was interrupted by shouts and gunfire coming from the direction of our first wagon. We grabbed our weapons, prepared to confront the attackers. Okay. That's a 3-3 with 2 armor and 6. Oh, 3-3 is just the, yeah. So it's a 6 with 2 armor. All right, let's look at my convoy deck. These are the costs of the creatures. Okay. So I'm going to adjust my curve a little bit. Because I have a lot of 4s and 5s, and I can't play those on turn 1.
Yeah, but only on turn 1.
Okay, well, I mean, maybe. All right, I will keep. But I'm... Okay, what's my leader deck? Okay.
So you can see you are gaining experience as you travel.
Okay.
Leader deck is pretty small at the moment.
Yeah.
You also have equipment slots over there on the left.
Yes. But I do not have equipment at this time. All right, well let's just go with what we got and let's see if we get a better. Hey, that's a better hand. Okay. Yeah, let's start with this hand. It's about scrapping cards. If you don't like a card, you can discard in exchange for a new card of the same type. Simply drag in the scrap symbol at the bottom of the screen to discard it. However, you can only scrap 1 card each turn, so be careful with that. Okay. Okay.
And what
All
do you
right.
see
I
here?
guess. Pardon?
What do you see here?
Well, there's a obstacle there that is the effect is unit trigger and the unit is destroyed. Okay, it's 2 health, no damage. So I just drew this +1/+1 card. which could be very effective. I have this 2 damage card and this +1/+2. So hang on. If I did, if I use this card here, I would get rid of the armor because it would do 2 damage to them, and then the next turn, I'd have 4 to play with. I could possibly boost someone twice and then attack with them, do 3 more damage. So I think I can get this guy by the end of turn 3. Is what I see. I don't know what he's going to play yet. You know, I don't know. It seems like he's gonna be tougher than my previous situations. But that's where I'm. That's what I'm looking at. I think is. Okay. All right. So, I have a 1/2 guy here, and I can make him 3/4, which does 3 damage, and then 1 more damage. Then I'm gonna be attacked for 3 and 2. I mean, I probably should actually attack creatures at some point as well. I mean, I lost frontline position. Yeah, I'm thinking how I want to approach this. I don't like taking damage, especially because the damage doesn't heal. Do I? All right, let's try something. Let's try something, and I'm gonna concentrate on doing damage to that man. I'm gonna take some damage. Okay. Yeah, okay. Removed from combat, but don't worry, they're not completely gone. They only suffered a wound. A follower taking 2 wounds completely destroys. Be careful when you're playing wounded followers. Okay. Yeah, I don't. Oh, jeez. Okay. I can do 1 damage to all units and leaders, which is not great, but does. You know what? That will get rid of 3 of the damage coming in at me. And I just have 1 more to deal with. All right. I'm gonna put this here to taunt, so that I'm not gonna be as attacked, and then I'm gonna put this 3-cost raider in, who hopefully will be able to finish the job. Okay. So I misunderstood that. And I think of it as sequential. But you know what? No, that won't be enough. Fudge. Fudge. Baby, I'm so bad at this.
You are making decisions that are different than I might make, is what I'll say.
Okay. This is a 5-6, and that's a 3-4-4-4-1-1. Man, I wish I had I wish I had better creatures. But getting 2 bodies by just get hit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's something. They're challenging us. The new enemy unit has taunt. This keeper changes what and how you can attack. As long as the unit with taunt is also in the front line, they become the only available target. No other units nor the leader can be attacked by your followers. Yep. I am losing so much people.
You are taking a lot of injuries for sure.
From being bad at the game. All right. Well, I can do the 2 2s and a 3.
Is that how math works?
Oh, I had 6 left. Okay. Okay. Boost him up. He can do something for me later. I'm not gonna heal yet. Okay. Oh, right. Okay. Yep. Hi. There. Are you happy? He moved. Okay.
So
that was a little rough.
Why did you do that?
Why did I do what?
The thing you just did.
Where I hit the guy?
Yeah.
So I could win the Oh, I should have healed my friendly followers.
Nope.
I had one that was down.
Nope, that's not the concern.
That's not the concern? What did I miss, sweetheart? I'm sorry.
What happens to the unit who deals the killing blow to the enemy?
Oh, right. That's a waste of the blessing, isn't it?
Yeah,
Okay.
why would you attack with the only unit who wasn't real?
Because I forgot that part, because this game's complicated.
Okay, it's not that complicated.
Dead bodies of our enemies littered the area.
All right, so hold on.
Okay. Yeah.
First of all, did you actually look at your loot? I don't think you. Okay, yeah, let's deal with this.
I saw there was loot. Okay. And the red slashes appear at the top of the portrait on the red bar on the right side. Or takes their second wound and they are lost forever. Make sure to keep an eye on your wounds. Take good care of your people. To heal your wounded followers, look for safe places on the map where you can rest and treat your wounds. Also note that wounded followers with more than one life enter play with 1 damage, but have their cost reduced by 1. Yeah, no, those people are hella injured. Okay, so I need to find a place to rest.
Okay, hold on.
What?
So first of all, you didn't look at the loot from that battle.
Okay,
So,
how do I do that?
There's an element on your UI that is glowing and shouting at you to pay attention to it.
Glowing and shouting. Okay, hang on. I'll see it eventually. Oh, okay. I'm leveling up. Useful equipment. Okay. Tools and gears. Tools for active powers, while gear grants passive abilities. Okay. Fabrication swarm. Gear. Little things that make other things, like having a foundry in your pocket. A foundry staffed by aggressive, erratic hornets. When a friendly follower destroys an obstacle, a drone joins your side, and it dismantles into an improvised drone. Well, I'm gonna details. Okay. Items in our cargo stores. You can also dismantle it here. Add the items card to your leader. Okay. Destroys an obstacle. Okay, well, I'm going to keep it for now because maybe I will destroy an obstacle. I can level up. Select a card. Quick shot. I'm going to do the quick shot.
Okay.
I don't want to do damage to all my people. Ooh, that's a lot. Destroy everyone with 3 or less. You level up, as increase your maximum health, and you gain focus points. These are used to trim your leader deck. Moving cards that are not useful or strong enough is helpful because it will improve the chance that you draw the cards you want. Okay.
While also keeping in mind that if you ever draw from an empty deck, you take damage.
Right. Was that the loot?
Yes, that was the loot.
Okay. The lone robed woman who had wandered into our camp in the pale moonlight closed her eyes and shook her head. You are not of the gods, you are Jandai. She sneered at us, her fists clenched. Jandai. She repeated the word louder and louder, screaming her judgment across the valley. Mere moments later, the Shira Mist warriors attacked from every side. Oh, great. Another fight. Okay, well, I think what I'm going to do... I don't want to risk losing my wounded people.
Okay.
So I'm going to take them out of the deck at this moment. And I'll do it with 16.
Okay.
Insight when you play a leader. Okay. Let's go with this. Yes, I know only the first unblocked unit. Okay. Units that you want to protect should be in the back, while those that you want to do damage with should be in the front line. Clever use of obstacles. Well, yes, but I'm...
Well, yes, but I'm is not a thought. Or
okay, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I want to protect people, but no one's attacking just yet. So putting this person out, being able to attack with them next turn. I mean, that seems pretty good to me. Okay. Yeah, seems very good to me, actually, because I can do leader cards to boost her up and then attack. Let's use one of these cards to take out one of the scouts. And then let's do, hang on. Yeah, let's do a quick damage to the... Well, this damage is persistent, though, isn't it?
yeah.
All right. Okay. Okay, nothing happens when this is destroyed. It doesn't... Neighbor tiles are just going to be on my side of the board. I think. 7-5 is pretty good. And I can't really play 2 cards on this turn because I only have 5 card energy to spend. But when I destroy an obstacle, I do get a drone. So actually, it would be probably pretty advantageous. Say I play this man. Play this man here. Okay, well, it's still in the front. Okay, well, I will deal with it. Okay. Okay, I don't want to do the killing blow with the drone. Column, destroy target follower or construct. Okay, so I could bolster this guy and then take out one of these other fellas.
Well, no, you couldn't.
Oh, right, because they're behind
Yeah,
the.
you can only
You're right.
engage with the front line in each row.
Okay.
So can I tell you,
need.
I don't want this to come across as
Yeah.
you will spend a very long time agonizing over extremely simple decisions. Even as simple as there's literally only one guy I can play this turn, what will I do? But then when you were offered 3 cards to take on level up, you chose instantly without even, I think, even reading all 3 of them. Like, there was no discussion, no thought. It's just like, bam, that's the one. And
I did read
I
the
don't
card.
understand how you decide when to slow down, you know?
I did read the cards. One of them does 3 damage. I don't want to kill everyone that has 3 maybe that'd be good, but I am loss adverse.
Okay.
I am not good at these games. I'm sorry. You're the one that wants me to play them.
I know, but I'm trying to talk to you. Okay. I'm trying to talk to you about how you are playing. I'm trying to help you.
Okay, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Well, if I play the warrior monk, he will be the one that gets attacked.
Yeah.
So
and
so they have one person that can attack right now. Granted, after that person would attack my warrior monk, then another one would attack them, and that would be enough to kill them unless I give them the +1/+1. So I think I'm gonna do warrior monk.
In which case, what happens?
In which case, it would have to be hit a 3rd time to get killed. In which case, if they haven't attacked me, they've killed 2 of their guys, and I'm. And I don't know what they're going to do, right? But I feel like.
I mean, you literally do.
Well, I know
if you play a creature with taunt, you literally do know exactly what they're going to do.
Well, okay. So let's test that out.
Well, okay. Oh, no. Okay. Jesus Christ.
Oh, okay. Gosh. No, I think we're gonna just.
No. Okay. Amabel.
What? I'm looking.
What is going to happen if they get a turn?
They are going to attack my man and kill their person, and then if they haven't moved their other people, spending their action already, he'll get attacked again, and then a final time.
Yeah.
All right, I'll accept the surrender. The remaining enemies dish their weapons, drop to their knees. Well, I'm not going to execute them. That's grisly. Let them leave.
Okay, stop. Don't do anything.
Okay.
For the love of Christ.
Fruits?
Don't do anything. Why do I even talk?
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm not clicking.
So, so I told you that you did know what was going to happen. And your response to that was, okay, so let's find out. Quickly play these cards and hit end turn. Instead of engaging with the thing I'm saying, which is that there's no reason to do that because you literally do know what will happen.
But I didn't know.
Every time I say do something, you do the opposite.
I'll try to do better. I didn't know if they might move one of their other things first.
Why?
In which case that wouldn't. I don't know how they make decisions. I'm sorry.
Okay, you also don't know. When playing a game of Magic, you don't know if your opponent will suddenly be felled by a congenital heart defect, but we just don't take it into account as an option.
Also, I now realize I could have, because that scout. What are the stats of that scout?
3-2.
3-2. So I could have attacked that scout with the drone, rather than doing the attack on the enemy, and then no, those two would have been enough to kill it.
No, they would not have been. No, they would not have been.
Oh no, because the two is the attack and the 3 is the damage. It's the health. Man, I still keep mixing that up.
I don't think you do, because you never say it wrong when you're like doing the math. That feels like a backfill. You knew what the damage was.
Right.
So yeah, like playing your taunt guy and then having the robot kill the scout would create a situation, in theory, where your taunt guy is probably alive during the enemy's turn, but it also gives the enemy a whole turn to play 7 energy worth of stuff, in addition to almost having enough attackers to wound another one of your cards. What is the benefit of letting them do that? As opposed to just winning the game on your turn, which you trivially could have done.
How?
By just killing the guy with your robot. You play bolster on the robot and you hit him for 3.
See, I was trying to avoid giving him the blessing like I did last time, because I got yelled at when I did that last.
But the thing you did last time was throw away a blessing for no reason when you had 3 other characters already on the table who could just have dealt the killing blow instead.
Okay.
These situations are not analogous. Here it was throw the blessing away on a token or let the opponent have an entire extra turn, while also letting them do a bunch of damage to you or wound a card or. And it's when I try to explain to you why to do things, you seem to take the opposite of my advice.
I'm trying to take your advice. I'm sometimes a little stressed.
Okay, I understand that, but I did say there's no reason to do this thing, and then you were like, okay, I will immediately do it then.
I didn't necessarily process all the information, and I am trying. I'm sorry, this probably isn't very relaxing for you. I'm supposed to be doing things you can relax.
You're okay. Just slow down and think about things.
I'm gonna look at the sweets.
Okay.
All right. Hope's a situation.
But you see, it's like it's one of those situations like I was talking about earlier, where you give a lot of consideration to some of your decisions and a lot less to other ones. And I'm never sure which thing you're going to do at any given moment.
Cargo. Yes, unless your items might want to share with the convoy. Increases their hope. Simply select the item and then select the share button in the lower right. Sharing electric also grants a passive effect for the next combat. Only one such effect can be active at a time. Yeah, let's share some sweets.
You feel like that's necessary?
No, I'm trying to engage with all the mechanics. I'm maybe not. Maybe I don't need to do that right now. Defended by a tormented leprosy. I want to really be able to rest somewhere. There's not really a place to rest.
Well, it's very common in these node traversal type games for you do your resting after you clear a map, right?
Yeah. So I have a big fight coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll try it without any kind of buff, and we'll just. A colony of outcasts has formed around the city. The sick and undesired huddle together in a miniature tower of tattered tents and improvised shacks. You pass by and through its stench, many of the convoy keeping their gazes down and their noses covered. A figure emerged from the slums, covered head to toe in rags, and stumbled like a drunk towards us. Are you afraid? Oh, are you afraid? The figure slurred, pointing at the shocked Devant. You should be. I have fought more battles than you ever could. Where's my things? Before I could reach the two, the argument had already turned hostile, and more of the slum's inhabitants had joined in. Okay, that is a tougher man. So let's look at my deck here. I'm gonna put this man back in. I don't want to lose him, but a 5/5 is gonna be maybe a stronger fella. And I think that's all I'm going to do here.
Okay.
I don't know. I have a hard time gauging how many cards I'm going to need.
Mm-hmm.
Like a 1/1 taunt is just throwing this card away.
Yeah.
Throwing this card away for a benefit. But Hermit, drawing a leader card. I have these leader cards. I mean, they're mostly on the low end. I've been drawing a lot with the last two, but they're on the lower end of the scale. So I feel like I shouldn't have too much trouble trying to get them. So I'm going to go in with the 17 people I have and the leader deck I have, and let's see how I do against this.
Okay, don't. Yeah, make sure you read. There you go. If the game is offering you information, do not go without it.
All convoy cards in your hand gain +1/+0. Okay. How do I know how many cards he has in his hand?
You can see them.
You can? Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, let's go into the battle and see what. See how this goes.
Yeah, Cat. Injured followers have one lower. They start the battle with 1 damage on them, but they have their cost lowered by 1 as well.
Okay, I'm gonna replace those 2. Okay. Obstacle. Okay. Attacker's convoy gains food when this is destroyed. Okay. So yeah, he has 3 and 2 cards. All right. I'm going to play my first strike person, and then give them +1/+1. So at the very least, they'll be able to do 3 first strike damage. Anything that he puts on the board, as long as it's not too impressive. Which at playing for 3 energy probably is not many cards that can be like real tough.
Well, if you've been paying attention, you know that the enemy does not play with 3 energy. The first turn,
They play with 4. Yeah.
you go with 3, then they go with 4, then you go with 4. So that the trade-off of going first is that your first turn is lower resource than your opponent's turn.
Okay. Blow will be blessed to heal their wounds. You may be wise to plan your final moves around that. Okay.
It's true. If you can, it can be a very powerful. So you're sort of like ahead on tempo but behind on resources as the person who starts the battle. In a different way than in Magic.
I mean, I'll put this guy out here. I need to get someone on the table.
Yeah, and so removal spells that go straight to your guys, they have a very different texture in this game than they do in Magic, right? Because
yeah. One damage to all units and leaders will. Other followers and constructs.
Amabel.
Taunt.
Your opponent played a creature with a keyword on it that you don't know what it means.
Oh, let's find out what it is. Okay. If unit attacks and destroys his target refresh rage unit. Okay. So that's the guy I want to get rid of. Very quickly. If I can. So it might be best to.
So what's your sequence?
Okay, I'm going to attack with this guy on the rage person, get them out of the way. I'm going to deal a damage to all units and leaders, getting rid of this guy, and then deal a damage to that guy, so he has no one to attack with on his turn.
Okay.
And then that still gives me the ability to play the scout, which gives me another piece of material on the board.
Okay.
Not doing damage to him yet.
And in the end, what's your position going to look like? If that's your sequence, what do you end up with?
I end up with this guy having 1 health left. My scavenger. It's not great. That part's not great. Oh, but if instead of placing the static charge So I'm really more concerned about the things on the board. The Spark Shaman does the same damage to my man, but does not do damage to me, and gives me a higher level person on the board. Gives me a 4/5 instead of a 3/2. So I'm thinking attack with the Scavenger Savant with Ram on the Tooth Lady, and then do a quick shot to the Scout, and then use the Spark Shaman to clear the rest of that board. This guy will still be a 5/1 in that case. No, 5/2, because he has 6. Wait, why does he have? Oh no, he's a 5/5 because he's been injured. It's showing me what the card is without the. Okay, that's confusing. So yeah, I think attack with this guy. There, quick shot on the Scout, and then Spark Shaman to clear the rest of that board, and then I have a bigger guy to start attacking with on the next turn. So that is what I'm going to do.
Okay, you managed to not answer my question at all.
What do you mean?
I mean, you got like 70% of the way there, then ran off on a different tangent, then almost kind of were headed in the direction of answering the question again, and then
the question was, what was my sequence?
The question was, so what will you have left on your side if you play that sequence?
Well, I was gonna.
For the record, I think that
okay. But now I'm also gonna have this guy as a 4/5, and that's a better sequence.
I agree. My point was, you need to complete your thoughts.
Okay, well,
you got to what I agree is the correct play here, but you keep doing this thing where you like have part of a thought and then you see something and you leap off of it, and it is process-wise this is causing you some trouble. So again, I think you got to the right answer. I think the quick shot and the Spark Shaman is totally the right play. But you gotta have full sentences, thought-wise, complete sentences.
Okay, I appreciate that. Okay. No, I know. Hey, I know I can do that. Don't.
They're not saying that you don't.
They are trying to make me do tutorial to learn. Was this overwhelming? Okay, yeah, 4/3. Okay, that's pretty nasty.
So what's your sequence?
Okay, yep. I think so. I think I want to have the taunt guy out there, so that this person's not going to attack and then attack my leader with their what's essentially trample for overwhelming. So getting the taunt out there, I think, is good. And then I have 2 energy left. I think giving Blessed Strength to someone, maybe even this one, so he's not going to die immediately. um, would be advantageous. So that's my mana right there if I did that.
Okay.
Alternatively, I do... And if I do that, then I'm going to swing with these two people for 10, which will do 4 damage after we get through the thing. And that seems pretty good. Alternatively, I still do the Blessed Strength. But then I instead of playing the Warrior Monk, I play the Scout and the Sapper. That does 2 more damage to the guy. Now, is this per... It's whenever he takes damage. But this is only 1 use. So... It's not like it's going to pump him every time I do it. It's just he can use it when I do it the first time. So in that case, that's not so bad. I think, though... So this is also the last battle before I heal. I don't know how fully I heal. I don't know if I heal up all the way or whatnot. So I don't know how much I want to minimize the trample damage. That's a 4. That's a 4/3. I think ending the fight sooner is more important because I don't want... next turn he has 7. And then 8, and like, I want to try to cinch this earlier. So I think what I'm going to do is use the Blessed Strength, use the Sapper, and the Scout. That means one of those people is going to be sacrificed by an attack, I think. But alternatively, it lets me hit with a lot more overwhelming force that next turn, assuming he doesn't have a bunch of removal. Did any of that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Am I being silly by preferring that over the taunt? The taunt feels like a longer term play and more defensive.
In what sense?
Well, in the sense that... So if I put out the taunt, he will not get killed by this person.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'll be able to do more damage the following turn. Hang on. So if I give this guy the +1/+2, he has 6. That's 10. This turn, that knocks that down to 10. I bring in the Warrior Monk on this turn. He's going to take the damage from the attack and survive by the skin of his teeth. And then I have 13 damage coming through. So that's the same kind of clock, isn't it? So I think the safer move and the better move is to use the Blessed Strength and the Warrior Monk. Because the other thing I was talking about with the Sapper and the Scout, like, one of them gets eaten up that way. I don't know which one. I don't have control over that. And then I'm still doing like the same kind of damage, but I'm basically getting a wounded card for no reason. Plus some overspill. So,
Nope.
No?
You're not playing cards right now. We're talking.
No, I've made my decision.
You
thought.
Okay.
So if it's the same clock,
I
but one of the
don't think
clock-
that you have identified the best play.
Probably not.
Okay.
All right.
Why is the warrior monk play better than the sapper scout play?
Because on their turn, they will have to attack the warrior monk.
Why is that better? That they have to do the thing that you want them to do.
Well, for one thing, I can predict that a little more.
Okay.
That prevents them from killing this guy, who's going to be able to do 6 damage on the following turn as well.
Mhm.
Which is a huge part of the damage I'm trying to do to him.
Mhm.
Also, it doesn't kill the warrior monk. And they might have some kind of removal spell, I don't know, but as far as I know, it doesn't kill the warrior monk. So I don't have a wounded card to deal with. If I play the sapper scout instead.
Okay, no. That's enough. I asked why is the one thing better. You don't need to also tell me why the other thing is worse, because it's just going to be the same answer but backwards, right?
Okay, yeah.
So the warrior monk play is better because it gives you more control over the opponent's turn and makes their play more predictable. Is your answer?
Yes, and
okay. So if those are the things that we're prizing, I am telling you that there's a play that has even more of those qualities. Okay, you're trying to control the behavior of this creature, right? The opponent has a guy, and you are trying to control what they're going to do with this guy, because this guy's big enough to be a problem. He could kill somebody. So you're mousing over the Neural Shiv right now.
Yeah.
What if you just played Neural Shiv? What if you just take that guy off the table?
That's a 6-cost card.
What if you just took that guy off the table?
Then I swing for 9, which means I do 3 damage. It's like 1 less damage. My man here is real vulnerable to something like a static charge if he has one.
That's exactly as true with this plan as it is with any of the others.
No, because the others involve him getting +1/+2.
Okay, so yeah, specifically static charge, but you've seen that this the removal the spell you saw this guy play did 3 damage.
Yeah. Part of it too is that this one costs more, so I feel like I'd rather play more cards. But all right, I believe you that this is a better move.
I didn't say this was a better move. You gotta okay. Do you remember we had a talk earlier this week about the tendency that you have to, when I ask you a question, you try to jump ahead to why am I asking you the question instead of just answering it and letting me lead. This is one of those things. I'm not trying to lead you to Neural Shiv. I don't think Neural Shiv's the play. But I think the Neural Shiv play expresses something important, which is that you have a lot more control over the board if your opponent doesn't have a creature at all. Right? By and large, stuff doesn't attack the same turn that it gets played. So if we take your opponent's creature off the board, it's very unlikely that he gets any attack in at all, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's of critical import. Getting rid of that guy is the best way to control this table. I don't think Neural Shiv is the best way to do it. Because I think you have a way of doing it that doesn't cost any resources at all. Doesn't cost any energy, I should say, at all. Right?
That would be attacking with the Spark Shaman?
Yeah, you could just slug that guy, right?
Yeah.
And then that still leaves you with 6 energy to develop position.
Yeah. In which case, I still think. Well, how does that change the clock I'm on? Clock I'm. If I do that, and I still pump this guy and do 6 damage to him, then he has 14 with no shield. I could then bring in. $14 with no shield. I think I still bring in the warrior monk. Just protecting against future whatever he does, because he's gonna last another turn. So it's like wanting to make sure that anything he has is gonna not be thrown at me or any of my other creatures that can attack for large amounts. So I think what I'm gonna do, I'll attack with this guy on that lady. I will Blessed Strength this guy and attack the boss. And I'm going to bring in the Warrior Monk. That gives me a better developed position for next turn. And then on that turn, I'll be able to swing potentially for 13. And with the Sapper or one of my other things that just should kill him on the following turn. So I am now going to take my turn, if that's okay.
Okay. Still not quite how I would do it, but it's a sequence that affords a lot of control over the enemy and probably kills him next turn.
Okay. Do you want to, after I enact my turn, do you want to tell me what you would do?
The other important thing about this is, if you're reading this creature, when this creature dies, no, the opponent's creature, yeah. When this creature dies, it gives your opponent's creatures +2/+0. So if you waited for him to trigger the death when he feels like it's time for the guy to die, he probably plays a bunch of dudes first, and then, like, there's no reason to let him get value here, right?
Okay.
Just crush this thing now.
Got it. Okay.
No. Okay. I was about to say, where are you going to play that guy? Because you know that a card exists that deals damage to everything in the same column, because you have it.
Oh, yeah.
There's no particular reason to play this guy in the front column. In those, the top and bottom row, the back column would be just as good, right?
I don't have an undo button.
You don't have an undo button.
No. Okay, so what would you have done differently with that?
I would not have played the Unholy Strength. I would have played the Bandit Sapper. Taunt guy and Bandit Sapper gives maximum go to the face. Next turn, you get to attack for a lot. Okay, so he's going to detaunt your man, but that's not super relevant. Playing a lot of guys who don't get to play the game, and then you do have a pretty simple. So you have a pretty simple attack for lethal here.
And I want the person doing the lethal to be the Savant.
And you want the Savant to get the killing blow, so make sure you sequence it right.
Yeah. So I right now have 13 worth of damage, so I'm gonna play my Sapper.
Yep, that'll totally
do 2 damage to him. And then I'm just gonna swing with my 3 people. And that's my turn. That seems perfect to me, right?
Okay. All right, so part of the benefit of risking a wounded character in combat especially a high value character like that, is that you can shed the wound via play, but obviously it's risky in a variety of ways.
Third eye amp. Expand your consciousness. Push of a button. Quick charge. When the enemy leader takes damage from a leader card, regain 1 energy. All right, that's pretty good.
Yep, that'd be pretty alright for your deck.
Guess what happened to the dead bodies of our enemies?
Wild.
They littered the area. The ziggurat stretched towards the skies before us. This was home of the infamous Raj. From this giant concrete block, the God King ruled his lands. The monolithic building was covered in a myriad of window slits, and bright red banners fluttered from the top, untouched by time. Around the ziggurat, a sprawling city had formed, a mess of huts and stalls where traders plied their wares. Okay. All right. I can spend food. I have plenty of food. I will. Heal my people. We have some unused equipment in our cargo profit. You can go to your leader details to equip the item. Alternatively, dismantle the item to add the card. Yep. I know how that works. Oh, okay. That's pretty sweet dismantling ability. Okay, I can. Okay. So all my people healed.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what all is here. Our convoy set up camp just at the edge of the settlement in front of the ziggurat. It was a diverse mix of tents, stalls, wooden barracks, and even some houses built from hardened clay and scavenged materials. There was ample space around the entrances to the ziggurat. Guards kept a watchful eye, and slaves were sold to the highest bidder. Well, we're gonna fuck up those slavers, let me tell you. Let's visit the gate. The main gate was a large metal structure, part of the entrance to the cell blocks where the slaves were bought and sold on wooden platforms. Tax collectors made their rounds, make sure the Raj received his share of the profits. We'll watch the people. Oh, gross. Well, I can't get them out of there, so that sucks. I've completely explored the city, apparently. Let's explore the cells. To a surprise, entrance to the ziggurat was allowed, though we had to leave all our weapons at the door. We were told that the entire complex used to be a prison before the fall. Here in the former cell blocks, the more influential citizens had made their home, all in sight of the main control center that was now called the Palace. I will explore the area. As you take decisions, your convoy will increase or weaken their belief in a certain mindset, believer, scholar, or altruist. With high enough scores in one of these mindsets, you have access to unique options in the situations you encounter. We took a stroll through the area. The living quarters were quite small and were mostly created by joining together former cells. In one of the corridors, we came upon a golden shrine where both slaves and masters placed flowers and incense. We expected the worship of a deity, but were told it was the Raj himself who was worshipped here as the divine hawk, messenger of the heavens. Let's explore the palace. The ziggurat was open for travelers, but we had to lay down our weapons. When we told the guards that we were operators, an official invited us to enter the palace. The richly dressed bureaucrat brought us to a larger tower in the center of the former prison with sumptuous views of the rest of the ziggurat. It was lavishly decorated with golden silks and carpets, as well as a small army of slaves ever busy to keep it tidy. We were brought to a hall and instructed to wait, as someone of royal family lineage would receive us soon. An older man dressed in expensive black silks greeted us and brought us to a conference chamber with a giant wooden table. A crystal statue of the Raj stood on the table itself. The man, a distant cousin of His Holiness, told us of the ziggurat's greatness. Then we were asked rather directly if we were willing to conduct a mission for His Holiness. Uh, sure, what's the job? This is a delicate matter, my friends, the royal cousin confided. We would need you to deliver some weapons. The local political climate needs change. The tension in the room swiftly ramped up as we realized that we had walked right into a cabal aimed at overthrowing the Raj. I'm generally in favor of overthrowing most governments. Not reflecting the views necessarily of the channel SP plays games. Do not get us in trouble. I'm playing a character. Except
Don't get me in trouble.
yeah. Helpful slave girl guided us back to the ziggurat's entrance. Then we were shown to the supply container at the edge of the market. The girl told us to distribute the weapons that evening in the market slave quarters, an area that had seen quite a lot of tension in recent days due to food shortages and the guards' malice. Yeah, oh yeah. After sunset, we met another contact near the slave quarters, an elderly veteran servant. He showed us the way to a small gate in the fence nearby. We were instructed to carry the weapons to a barracks. If a guard were to discover us, we should show no mercy.
So you have a character depicted on the left there. So apparently Shabby has, for whatever reason, a better chance at getting through this stealthily than you do.
Well, let's see how that works. We arrived at one of the larger barracks in the center, exploring an alternate delivery route at the back of the building. We found some loosely attached planks that could be shifted to one side, and eager slave hands peeked out of the opening to accept the delivery. We did an altruism. Buy and sell items. I got plenty of food. I have some hope. I don't have like any, but I can sell. I can sell batteries. That's. I mean, I should just sell all these things, I think. I still don't know why you're blue.
Okay. You're not.
What?
I feel like you're not paying attention to the UI. Do you not want to sell the hides?
I'm thinking. I don't know why they're blue.
Okay, because there's a button for sell all of the stuff that's just batteries, and you instead of clicking it, you clicked on each of the items individually to replace the sell all button with an individual sell button and sold them one at a time. I feel like you could have sell all would have been.
It's a personal touch.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to sell these, but I don't... Don't know why they're blue. Okay, so I can buy some things here. Okay, what assault rifle? For your personal rampage. Target follower fights the first target in the opposing row, including the enemy leader. Okay. It costs 3 energy? I guess that's in addition to the normal, because it's not their action. That's just like getting a second strike. Ballistic shield and trench gains 4 armor. And I start with 2 armor. And that could be, I like being really defensive. That could be helpful to me. Smoke bomb. Okay, that's interesting. That is just on my turn, I'm assuming, because I was only taking actions on my turn, and they're only taking actions on their turn. So, you got me a little magic brain lately.
Well, you got to play this game, not that game. This is the
right.
Yeah.
Starting armor, sanctuary. Okay, so I'm looking at the weapons because I have a couple gear items already.
Yeah.
What's the difference between these two? Why is one cheaper? It's the same. It's the same thing. That's strange. Yeah, what's the difference? I think I can go with the assault rifle. The shield's like really tempting. But I don't have money for both of them. So I'm gonna buy the assault rifle.
Okay.
New followers. Brawl and overwhelming. Shit. All right. That's a pretty good man, actually. That's a less good man. With the 6'4", yeah, like this guy's a winner. This guy's a friend. That's not bad. The +1 for every convoy card in hand. Deal 1 damage to all enemy units when it is destroyed. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'm gonna grab Shamball here, and I'm gonna hold on to the other 6 batteries in case I come across something that costs something later on.
Okay.
All right, I think I've done all the things to do here. I can't equip this yet. What is the screen where I equip? I don't have that screen right now.
You do.
Okay. Can you tell me how to get there?
Click on your leader deck.
Right, it's in the leader deck. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna equip this. And uh I'm going to dismantle. Wait, how do I dismantle? There we go. There's the button. I'm gonna get this as one of the cards in my leader deck. I do think having the for my deck having that thing is having the third eye amp is a better thing for me.
Amabel,
Yeah.
level up.
Oh, I can level up. Right. Okay.
Oh, you can't. It costs batteries. I forgot that it costs batteries.
Okay. Well, this one's more of a skull. Okay, no, okay, it's giving me it's 2 to 5 bandits, feral javelin, blue devils. Oh, and pit 9's the other thing. Okay, got it. Mountains and abandoned refinery, swamp and gladiator camp. So similar things. Yeah, let's check out the blue devils. I like it when a guy is blue and or devils. Okay, well, I guess you don't need to heal. It's a safe place to camp should I need it. It's a market. It's a township. All right, yeah, let's go this way. Just as we reached the top of a hill, we could see them further down the road. They comprised a small group of people. Their possessions. They comprised? I guess that's right. Their possessions strapped to their bags or dragged in carts. Ragged movements on their sides, and the glint of cold metal in the sunlight told us that they were getting ready to defend their possessions. They yielded the road to us as we approached. Their haunted faces and torn clothes told us that they'd been on the road for a few days already. A young woman with a dirty blue saree stood watch, holding a large machete, with her dark eyes trained firmly on us. Ah, hey, what happened to you? We left before the sickness spread, she said, taking whatever we could carry. She spoke grimly of the disease ravaging their once prosperous home. Dark crimson pustules, hardening skin, and the smell of sickness. Many had fallen ill and there was no help in sight, so the group before us had decided to try their luck on the roads. The grim ribbon is not a good way to go into the next life, she said. Where did this happen? It's a small settlement not too far from here. Old, dating from before the crash, they say. They certainly picked a nice place for it. A small valley, easy to defend, fertile, a good place for a good life. She stopped abruptly, looking toward the sun for a few beats. She turned to her group and signaled them to get ready again. It's getting late. We'll have to move if we want to make some more progress today. So I can't bring them into the convoy yet. I can ask for the route to their home. I will do that. You're crazy if you think you can actually help. Still, you can try. She put away her machete and explained to us how to reach their former home. Then the woman gave us a respectful bow, and the small band picked up their things and continued on down the road. We journeyed through green, grassy meadows that covered the land all the way to the horizon. Out of nowhere, a group of raiders sprang from their cover in the deep grass and started firing at us. Okay, well, You know what? This is enough deck for this situation. All right. Draw a convoy card. Spawn a beast. All right, yeah. Prophet, you have a tool equipped. Gives you access to an active power during combat. Power may cost energy, can only be used once per combat. Can also only use one power each turn, as using one exhausts your leader until the next turn. Okay, so I think a pretty simple move here without having anything more compelling to do is I'm going to draw a convoy card and then probably play the wild hand unless something better comes up. And that seems like a pretty reasonable thing to do with my 3.
Okay.
Okay, a scout, which is a 3/2. Wild hand gets more on the board, so I'm gonna do that. Okay, that's not really where I wanted the beast to be.
It was a little bit inconvenient.
Okay. All right, but I have some options. I think the beast doing damage to this guy, getting him out of the way, I think is perfectly reasonable. There's one less person to deal with. I'm gonna have to move her anyway. My wild hand in order to attack with her at all. How does this work? I mean, I could also use this power to attack, but that doesn't seem like a really good use of of my energy this early part of the game. I'm going to well, hang on, that's a 3/4. So alternatively, what I could do. No. I was gonna say I could bump up my my critter and attack this one, but it's just throwing away the critter. It doesn't make sense. So I'm throwing away the critter anyway, aren't I? Because it's 1 health. That's 1 health and 2 damage. You know what? I'll do that trade. So I'm gonna okay. I'm gonna do that trade. This guy for this guy. That lets me attack with this one. Probably give her a +1, and I'll play my bandit sapper to get some damage out there. Well, hang on, because I could play. How do I deal with the problem of this 3/4? What's the most effective way to do that? Well, I could just warrior monk. Because then at least I know what they're going to attack. I'll still have to do 2 damage against the shields on the leopard juggernaut. So I think that's my play. I'm going to do the trade to get rid of this guy. Put the warrior monk out, which at least neutralizes this. It doesn't kill the warrior monk yet. Actually leaves that person with just 1 health. So that I think that is the play. So I'm going to attack with this guy, play the warrior monk, and then I'll be able to attack the leader after I trade with my my lady. I can do that now. Okay, there's a taunt on the board. Constructs are artificial units created through leader cards. Constructs can often have special effects that cannot move or attack. That is a 4 health guy. That's real annoying. Okay, I could do 4. Okay, hang on. If I did 4 damage to that guy, then I don't need to attack him. I could then attack. I can then boost one of these, give him the +1/+1, and then use both of them to knock out the leader, and that would be the end of this turn. He has a shield and 5 health left, and I have potentially 5 damage here. I give it a +1, that's 6 damage. Yeah, I think that's a tremendously good way to do it. So, all right, I'm going to give the +1 to... Does it matter? Who do I want to be the one to do the killing blow? Your standard stats are 3/5, and being blessed, you'll have a +1/+1, so it'll be a 4/6.
+1/+0.
3. Pardon?
+1/+0.
+1/+0. Okay. This makes this guy a bigger guy, which is better for taunt. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. All right, I have some meat and some machine parts. I got some experience as well. Hey, the dead bodies were enemies littered the area.
Who could have foreseen this?
What's this here? A village with a market. Do I have a lot of stuff to sell? Just the machine parts. That's not enough to get me back to get me that level. So,
It absolutely is.
Is it? Wait. Oh, it's 10. 10 is what I need. For some reason I thought I needed 20. That's just incorrect. It was the darkest hours of the night when we suddenly heard a commotion on the edge of the camp. We will investigate. A raider, his face painted and his body decorated with human bones, wielded a knife as he stood over to Navi. Behind him, other raiders were trying to carry off 3 tied-up followers into the darkness. With a sharp battle cry, we threw ourselves onto the attackers. Rude.
I mean, that's about as not rude as it gets. I think this is the only person who isn't in your deck, right?
Oh, yeah. Damage to opposing leader. Okay. I mean, this seems like a pretty good way to start. Is my oh, what's this? Yeah, I don't want to deal with that. I think Bandit, Sapper, and Quick Shot are perfect ways to start. Gets them down to half health. This seems like a pretty simple opening move. Also, something I want to say that I appreciate is the differing number of columns in the different battlefields.
Mm-hmm.
That does create like different tactical problems. And that gave me an energy, right? I might as well.
Way to do
Like,
one
I can
damage
just
to
end this
yourself
next
for
turn.
literally no benefit.
Oh, I suppose I
You
did.
had lethal on the board already.
All right. No, you're right. We arrived at a small village along the road and it was made up of a dozen houses arranged around a large well. A sizable corral with grazing bani had been built on the far side of the village. These people looked grim. Their eyes clearly show their determination to defend their cattle and themselves. Yeah, okay, here, have some food. We approached them with open arms, presenting a small offering, requested their hospitality. We are wary from our travels and have beautiful and useful things for trade. After more friendly gestures and words, they allowed us to enter the village. Later in the night, one of our sentries caught a child from the village sneaking through the convoy. The boy started to cry and said he only wanted to see if we were real people or actually machines, as he'd been told. All right, then. Sell. Machine parts. Okay. Target follower gains +1/+1. If damage, against +2/+2. All right. -4 +4 -2 I do not like. That was one of the cards that gave me before, and I thought that's not great. Coordinated fire. Deal 2 damage to all enemy followers for every refreshed follower on your side. Exhaust all your followers. Refreshed and exhaust. Refresh means they haven't acted yet.
Yeah, correct.
That seems to me like the best of these cards. It's pricey, but it seems like it's one where I have decent amount of control over when I'm using it. As it's a 5, it's gonna come during one of the later turns, so it's gonna be when I'm gonna need it more. It can clear some of the board for me. I really like that. This one, the Blind Rage, I don't like. Yeah, getting +4 is good, but the -2, that feels real risky to me. So I think I'm gonna pick Coordinated Fire. That being said, which of these would you pick?
I mean, I would take the coordinated fire. It's bananas. It's
Okay.
not very difficult at all for this to be, don't attack for a turn in exchange for doing 4 to 6 damage to everything on the other side of the table. Like, it's gonna be it's gonna completely sweep them most of the time when you play it. That is a perfectly reasonable cost there. Oh, you got
Okay.
more slots.
Additional equipment slot. All right. I don't have any additional equipment at this moment, but we'll get there.
The +4 -2, I do think you're undervaluing. Like it's not risky because you just don't play it in a situation where it would be risky, right? You can use it to just crush for the 4 that finishes. Like if you think about the amounts of life that enemy leaders tend to have, you can just play it for the 4 that will finish the battle. But you can also play it on an enemy character to drop their health enough.
Yeah.
You know, maybe to kill them, maybe to just soften them up for another spell or something.
Our journey came to a halt at a roadblock manned by Union soldiers. We tried to negotiate with them, but a heated argument broke out. They accused our community of subverting the Union and its glorious revolution. Enough. Enough of that bloody nonsense, Cook yelled, and gave the sign to assault the checkpoint. All right.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go with this. I'll start by drawing a leader card. Okay, well, that'll be useful
not a bad card
later.
to have.
Yeah.
This guy hardly has any HP.
Get some people on the board. Okay. I can just take this guy out with just a quick shot. I give this +1 now. I still got this raider to deal with though. But when I do the quick shot, I'll regain an energy.
If you quick shot the enemy leader, you will gain energy.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Well, this guy can attack that guy and not
so
it'll be a 1/1 after.
Okay. You remember that thing I was saying about whole complete thoughts?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm looking at two problems. One is decreasing his health and his shield.
Mm-hmm.
The other is decreasing the bodies he has on the table. And if I were to use this man to remove this guy, I then can quick shot the leader, which then gives me an energy back, which I use to play the warrior monk. So I have a 4/5 out there. And I hit the leader again with this 3/2 that gets rid of the shield. I don't want to attack this lady with the 3/2 because she just dies. I don't want to do trades. I want to do getting material advantage on the board. So that is why I'm thinking of approaching it in this fashion.
Okay. And the thing you didn't say is that the warrior monk on the table controls the enemy's only attacking character. Don't.
Well, that was implied.
So, You haven't attacked yet with your... There you go.
Okay. Well, that's...
Ooh, even tougher. Unfortunately for the enemy, that does not save them, but it does wound your man. Well, that's a little annoying. That does... Well, no, never mind. They're good. You're good. Way to top deck a gunshot.
I mean, I just do it with the scout.
Okay, so like I was trying to express earlier in the battle with the other guy, giving the opponent the ability to do stuff while they have followers on the table, giving your opponent the ability to do stuff at all, but especially while they have followers on the table, can lead to unexpected losses of control, right? Even if you put down a situation where it's like, this is pretty good and I've got them locked up, if they get to untap with resources in play, you are ceding some degree of control. You didn't have a choice here. I think the play you made was the right play, but
thank you.
It is, just the nature of the thing. This will be a good lesson for you for Magic as well.
True.
Like, it's important to exert... Your goal is to reduce the enemy's health to 0, but it's important to exert control until you can get there.
Okay, yeah. You know what? I will take this risky chance.
Okay, this time you're gonna wave
with the story event having a second time. I'll find out what that is. We waved at the man, signaling him to come closer and join us. He gave us a frightened look and hurried his family members down the road away from us.
Well,
I lost a hope.
Yeah, but one hope's not a big deal, and you gained an altruist point.
Okay. All right. Got a market. We got a teacher. What are you? Yeah, I know about my sweets.
Usually, you had an item here that you haven't looked. You had an item here that was new since you had last looked. That's the only reason it was glowing.
Teacher. Learn from a teacher to add a new card from that class to your leader deck. Or meditate to earn a focus point, which allows you to remove a card from your leader deck. That's all my batteries. It is a card.
It is a card.
That's why I came here. 0. Sacrifice target non-token follower. Gain 1 energy cell. Draw a leader card. Well, that's all right. Sacrifice destroys a target friendly unit, but they do not get wounded. Okay.
Correct.
Strafing run. Sacrifice a drone and deal X damage to all targets in the opposing row. The enemy leader, where X is the sacrifice unit's strength. Crippling Mudra. All followers without shielded have their life set to 2.
Crippling murder really feels like just adding insult to injury.
Jeez. I think the Blood Sacrament that seems like I draw a card, I get an energy. Maybe the guy's gonna die anyway. It doesn't cost me any energy. That seems like a crazy good card. And that's the one I'm going to pick. Do any of these seem like help me with my card evaluation, which is always the part where I struggle.
No, I think you're right. The Blood Sacrament seems crazy good. I think Strafing Run is probably the best of these cards in an abstract sense, but you don't have enough drones to be able to play it reliably.
Yeah.
And honestly, Blood Sacrament still might be better even if you did. A little bit of ramp is nice.
All right. Right next to the road, there was a huge motor wagon that apparently had broken down. A small group of scavengers were already working on it. They gave us hostile looks when we came closer, trying to make a show of brandishing their feeble weapons. I could let Thunk snarl at them.
You could.
I could. I don't. I don't. Yeah, let's do that.
Damn.
This is our claim now.
Just picking on these strange folks down on their luck.
Lives to leave the scavenging to us. They bared their teeth but backed down. The wagon still had plenty of good parts that we systematically harvested while the scavengers watched on with their unconcealed expression of hatred. Okay, hang on.
Yeah.
I don't feel that's fair. I just had my look at this handsome man. He's gonna do a snarl. I didn't realize the consequences of my action.
You had your giant war beast threaten them.
It was a peaceful late afternoon when we heard warning shouts from our outriders who had rushed back to the caravan. A pack of fierce predators was on their tail. We grabbed our weapons, ready to defend the lives of those whom we had sworn to protect. All right.
Creatures.
They can shrug off sandstorms and black rains. That's okay. We're going to get you back up, buddy. Right. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna use these I'm gonna share these sweets.
Okay.
Start me an extra leader card. Status effect that we have to, yep. Okay. Yeah, all right. Confirm.
Stuff.
All right. Let's see. I can deal 2 damage to the target. Or okay, if I use this, I do take a damage, but it does a damage to him. Doesn't have anyone on the board yet, neither do I. More importantly. That would give me an energy back. Then I'll have 3 energy, and I could play my Hermit and my Sapper. And that should get through the shield. And I think that's a nice strong start. Yeah. So I'm going to okay. Okay. I can do that. I can use this next turn or either of these. Yeah. They got a couple of quick things on the next couple turns. They'll also give me energy back. And that seems like a really good start. No, don't give him armor. I didn't say you could do that. Well, I could do that again. I have 2 taunts here. Okay. That's 1 and a 3. That's 4. Okay. And that'd just be a trade with that guy. Oh, wait, does he have taunt?
Yeah,
Right, 'cause that's what that thing is.
You just watch them play a card on him to give him
I did, and then I forgot that that's what happened. Okay. So I could... Let's talk about ways to deal with this guy. I could do it with an attack with my man here, which then does kill that man. I could use the quick shot to do it. Then I get 2 attacks. This is no go. Doing 1 damage to all units and leaders. It's still doing another damage to myself, which is not my favorite thing, but it does reduce this guy's ability to hit us. Which of these is better? I'm gonna think that the quick shot's gonna be stronger of these 2. And then playing a warrior monk. Gosh, I wonder. You know, the static charge is going to be I will take 1 hit to my health with static charge because that's going to reduce this guy's effectiveness. Put another thing on this guy's shield. Get rid of this guy. I think that's where I start. In which case, then I have 4 energy left. And I use 1 of those energy to just do actually just to clean up this other guy. Right? And then I attack with my 2 people and play my warrior monk. Yeah, I think that's all right. Oh, that doesn't do that. That's once per... Okay. Right. It's not once per round. It's once per... Pay attention, Amabel.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Okay.
There is, unfortunately, not really any way to protect against such a thing.
Okay. Okay, I play this guy or my scout, and then I use the first target in opposing row. I place them here, and I use that to attack the leader.
Okay.
Do I want to give it to the scout or the initiate? I mean, the scout already has the blessing. I want more blessings on people. Oh, okay. I put the warrior monk in. I sacrificed this other guy, give me an energy back, and then use that 3 energy with the warrior monk to hit the boss, and then he gets healed when he gets the thing. That is a sequence of moves.
Well, you are literally correct. It is a sequence of moves.
I think it's the correct sequence of moves.
Okay. So it gave you an energy cell, not an energy.
Oh.
Land that came into play
no.
tapped.
Oh, no.
Why don't you
Okay.
scrap your reinforce? Let's see if we can just draw some bullets here or something. Well, okay. That's a problem solver.
I solved this particular problem with it, yeah.
Hooray for bullets. Whew. All right. Problem solved.
Hey, I'm solving some problems.
Now, there was a way you could have... Wow. It doesn't matter. So that is the site of that Grim Ribbon outbreak.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well. Okay. That's pretty good, too. I'm gonna grab the headshot.
Okay.
That seems like a crazy good card.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some number of encounters that's going to resolve immediately.
Okay, no items, right. Alright, let's figure out what's happening over here. It was evening by the time we reached the hidden fertile valley. The flickering lights showed us where the settlement was. We traveled along rice fields that were ripe for harvest, yet very little had been brought in. We wondered why. The lights were getting closer, and we could see the settlement. It was built on a hill, a sturdy concrete wall surrounding it. For a heartbeat, the electric blue glow of a control mandala was briefly visible on top of the wall. A fellow technopath. But before we could call out, we heard a loud clack, and a blinding light turned the night to day. Then the gunfire started. Okay.
All right, a little tougher than some of the stuff you've seen so far.
Yeah, I'm gonna use this buff. My leader deck's pretty good. Quick shots come in handy. No, you're staying in the deck. You're. All right. Okay. Oh, they go first.
Yep. So you get that three turn, then you get to start at 4.
Okay.
So you're not doing anything until you
Look at what I
gather
have going
information.
on here.
Yep.
Okay, that's a terror. That's a terrible, scary thing.
Okay, so be
They do
cautious
not
about that.
care for.
So what are you gonna do?
I am. That's a good question. I mean, I don't like having that wanderer there. That taunting wanderer.
Mhm.
And I'm not going to do damage to him this turn. At most, just his fucking shield.
That's not a meaningful distinction.
So I mean, okay. If I do static charge, quick shot to get rid of this lady, then I still have 3 energy. I can play the bandit sapper to do 2 damage to him. And I can play the scout on the board. My 4/2 is not bad. Love to get the drone out there too, but I think that'll be on another turn. So yeah, so I'm thinking it is static charge, quick shot, get rid of this lady, and then bring out the bandit zapper to do 2 extra damage to his face, to his shield. And then on the next turn, I can see what I have in hand. But I have a couple cheaper cards, the drone and the scout, and also like one of these big cards, which might not be too terrible. So I think that's what I'm doing. I'm open with the static charge, and then the quick shot, and then playing the bandit sapper. Oh, I can do the drone or the scout. Right, okay. Neighboring is in all 8 directions?
No.
Okay. Well, then this is relative. I'm gonna get this 4/2 out here then. You can swing next turn. Okay, well.
Okay, interesting.
Okay, okay. I mean, it just is 2 damage to that guy. That's not really very effective right now. I can't. Well, I'm gonna start by taking a swing at him. So I'm not gonna use the coordinated fire this turn. Okay. And get a drone out. That's another body. And then I can play one of my other cards. Maybe the taunt guy. Maybe the scavenger. Well, this just heals all. Right, right. No, playing her is gonna be tremendously a better idea with my injured person. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna do the drone and the battlefield healer. Is that being aggressive enough?
No, I mean, that play makes no sense at all.
Yeah, yeah. I was just thinking I'll heal this person, but it's a 2-1. It'll be a 2-2. That's not. Okay, I think either way I'm playing the drone. So I have 5 energy to use, and all my other cards are 4s.
Okay, but why would you play it? Why would you play it in a position where it makes one of your other followers unable to attack?
No, I wouldn't.
Okay.
I'm All right, I'm gonna play the warrior monk here.
Yeah.
I don't like it being next to that barrel,
Mm-hmm.
but it won't block someone from attacking.
Sweetie. Click.
Yeah.
I know I told you to slow down a little bit, but Jesus.
All right. Well, you got me. You got me. You know.
Yeah.
Okay. Well. What I can do here. Oh, no, because I have to be able to. I have to attack this dick bag. I mean, I guess this is a time to do this.
For what reason?
To get rid of his man. But then I can't attack this turn. The thing is, he's a 3/5. I could trade with the drone. So use the drone to do 2 damage to him, to that guy. Jeez, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out the best. I want to remove this guy. I want to do a removal on him. Okay. So how do I fix that problem? Well, I could make this guy a 5/6. And then he swings here, and then those two swing at him. And then I can play another card. That might be a good time to heal my friendly followers, because that guy will have taken the 3 damage from that guy. But I guess he... Hang on, that guy does 3 damage to that 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm gonna start by swinging with this guy on that guy. No, he needs to have one more in order to kill him, though. Right,
Yep.
because he has a 4.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna bolster him, swing with him, swing with the other 2 on the leader, play my battlefield healer to get people back to snuff. And I'll
Okay.
keep her in the back. She doesn't need to be in the front line. Nope. All right. Could play my scout as well, but she can't shoot anybody. But you know what? They're gonna attack this guy. If I plan on throwing away my drone, perhaps, because he's not a real man. He's a token. He's not a real card. He's an expendable resource within this particular situation. That gets me someone else who can swing after I throw him away.
Okay, but there's no. Okay.
Okay. Seven damage is pretty good. Do I have lethal here? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 7. Yeah. Okay. Let me headshot this man.
All right. Headshot doing what headshot is for.
Yeah. We got some deserters. Okay. With the attackers defeated, we made our way into the settlement. After the deafening gunfire, it was eerily quiet. The people who lived here had barricaded themselves in their houses. Some marched with fresh warning signs. Bandits, Omen's voice spat from the darkness. No, I wasn't bandits. We're no bandits. We came here to help. Survivors were wary of our claim. It turned out we had just killed a group trying to defend. They fired on us.
It's true.
So we stayed and gave their fallen a proper burial. Took a while for the citizens to trust us, but some came to join our memorial and spoke to us. A large number of the citizens were already suffering from the grim ribbon. This was a sickness that manifested as a band of hardened pustules on the body, slowly expanding and hardening. Death usually came when breathing became impossible. The body was simply too weak. That is definitely grim. Also, ribbon, I guess. I don't.
Like the pustules are like a ribbon. It's a line of right.
I will help them. We spent a few days helping out as much as we could. Some of us went to get water and food from the fields, while others treated the open sores of the ailing. It looked like we had helped slow down the disease, but the first of the sick were already dying. We were building another pyre when the first shots of a raider attack rang out. Cool.
Fuck these
All right,
people.
yeah. Defend the settlement.
Oh, this guy's nothing.
Yeah, no, I got this. You can join my deck.
Wow.
Okay. Well, this feels like a pretty quick situation. Sandstone, that's the Deal damage to neighboring targets. Okay. I mean, the thing is, the plan is just to hit him for 7 with a headshot.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to worry too much about being out in the... No,
Oh, no.
my dino!
My beast token. Well, that's funny.
Oh, I don't have 5. Right, it's 5.
Yeah.
Well, thing is, clear the board, I guess. Here, take some damage. You're gonna move here.
There you go. Most people don't like it when you shoot them in the head.
Turns out. As the battle died down, a bandit, the dirt around him strained a deep red. Confessed, we did it. We poisoned the valley's river. Wait, I'm sorry. That's not how we said that. We did it. We poisoned the valley's river. He had not agreed with the plan, but didn't resist either. But now close to death, he wanted to ease his conscience. We believed him and sent out scouts along the river. They found a wounded Rincha cow suffering from the Grim Ribbon, bound to the tributary of the river, her blood mixing with the water. Gross! Our scouts pulled the dying animal out of the water and burned it. All right, let's treat the sick. With the source of the disease removed, our efforts at recovery were suddenly a lot more successful. Some of the sick were already too far gone, but many could be nursed back to health. We spent more time helping them regain their strength, and a few joined our convoy, feeling that they owed their lives to us. The others scrounged together what funds they could spare as thanks.
Okay.
Shield comrade. Okay. No, that's pretty good. I like that, and I am. No, wait.
Well, we're gonna call it here, but in theory, you now have a cool
Okay.
vest.
Yeah, because I'm. It turns out there's a lot of reading in this game,
Mm-hmm.
and my voice is very hoarse at this point. Game
So-
saves automatically. Okay.
So actually, hold on. Before I pull us out of here, would you return to menu? So I don't know if you noticed earlier. If you click on new game here, I'm curious if it will let you see. Hit select. Yeah. So you are playing the game in this configuration right now. The Outcasts convoy with the Firebrand leader. I don't know if you noticed, but by getting to the end of the first map, you had unlocked another convoy. So you can see, if you click there, yeah, there are different sort of starting conditions with different setups.
Okay.
I don't remember exactly how many. Yeah, there's a button, show all convoys. Sorry, that was an instruction. There's a button for you to click on that says show all convoys, and I'm asking you to click on it now.
Okay.
So yeah, you can see there's like 10 different convoys that have different starting rules and wildly different. If you click on some of them just to look at them, like, oh, you don't actually get to look at them but it does show you what you have to do to unlock each of them.
Okay.
There are also a handful of classes that have different cards and different focuses, and you saw you ran into a seer in that
Yeah.
last round, and you know that their cards tend to have a little bit more of like a drone focus, and so there's a lot of different sort of initial setups
Mm-hmm.
for this, and then the randomized events and procedurally generated maps and whatnot. All right, I'm gonna pull us back to the cave.
Okay.
So what do you think of that?
I enjoyed it. I don't usually enjoy playing these kind of deck building tactical combat games on your channel. That's what I found. I get real stressed
Yeah.
out because I don't do things in an order. We had that with what was one where you're talking to people. And sometimes you fight people.
The way you
You have
describe
a deck
games, you talk
you
and
have a
fight.
deck for talking to people and a deck for
Oh,
fighting
okay,
people.
Griftlands.
Yeah, I had the same experience there. Like, if you go back to our Let's Play, there's a lot of times where you're telling me, like, can you try thinking? And
I don't mean to
I
sound
had kind of
like
that experience today a little bit.
I'm sorry. There's it is occasionally the case that it's just like, but you do have to look with your eyes. And I apologize for expressing it that way.
No, that's okay. I there's a thing where I have trouble with it sometimes. But I enjoy it. I am actually surprised by the quality of the writing, which is pretty good. Like, it's not like the most evocative writing I've ever seen in a game, but I am used to these kind of node-based games you were talking about earlier, like Slay the Spire. The writing is very functional.
Yeah.
Right. There's not a lot of
structural, one might say.
Yeah.
There's just enough writing to hold up the other stuff.
Yeah. And so this, the time they put into like narrative, I think I think I appreciate that. I appreciate that is what I'm saying. I appreciate some of the card play. But I am bad at it. Yeah. Cat is saying it's above where I was expected for this kind of game, and I absolutely agree. Umbro Reverse says if only Spire-like had caught on as a genre name rather than the universally undescriptive roguelike. Okay, so first of all, roguelike is a genre name that's been co-opted.
Yeah, and I would strenuously argue that this is a roguelite at most, and the roguelike is a much more strenuous definition that has to do with, it being like the game Rogue in some way. Personally.
I'm yeah, and roguelite like also includes Hades.
Yeah, well, roguelite is a description. Like I said, it's a description of a metagame progression system more than a style of gameplay.
Yeah. No, as someone who played a lot in that hack, I'm very persnickety about roguelike.
Yeah.
Being used in this way.
Yeah, procedural death labyrinth, I think, was the name that there was a conference about this where they literally, like, the whole point was to come up with a different name. So that I'd come up with a different name for roguelite so that we wouldn't have this problem anymore. And they settled on like procedural death labyrinth or something because they, I think, were thinking too small in scope, and I don't think it's really better.
Yeah. Was that relaxing for you?
No.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's all right. I mean, it's not your fault. You and I have such different, like, one of the things that is, to some degree, fascinating about you is that I find myself, I find with most people, I can sort of construct a theory of mind that is functional for them. Like, I can understand. All right.
No, it's fun. I'm listening. I'm listening.
Okay.
It's just
I can understand like why they make decisions and what not unerringly, obviously, but like you continue to baffle me, and I really do mean it in a good way. Or at least
a nightmare.
at least a neutral way. I don't want this to come across like an insult. But it is strange. Like I have such a hard time telling sometimes what you're going to grasp quickly and what you're not, and what you're going to do in any given situation. I can sometimes be very caught off guard.
I mean, the big problem is that I have trouble holding on to things.
Yeah.
And so what I remember, when I remember it, when it comes and goes, like factors into this in a way where
Sure.
all my decisions are kind of made with an incomplete framework a lot of the time. You know, we played a game yesterday, a board game, Adventures of the South Tigris, and that's maybe like the 10th, 12th time that we played it.
Mm-hmm.
And I did win.
You did.
For like the first time.
I don't know if that's true, but
it was really the first time where I felt like I remembered all of the rules.
Okay. Yeah, that's certainly a helpful.
And like I engaged with the systems effectively. Like I did more boats and more research there than I have previously, and did so, I thought, in a very effective way. And that's from familiarity, right?
Sure.
You are someone who you like to explore a system deeply, but you like new systems all the time.
Yeah.
And you hold on to them quicker than I do. Because I have trouble holding on to them, and I forget, like in real time, you can watch my knowledge atrophy over the course of a single 2 or 3 hour playthrough of a game. It does mean my decisions are not always the most logical. And also, I think you're a much stronger game player than I am. I will argue that perhaps, at least in terms of having the experience, I might be better at designing games than you are.
I mean, have you ever seen me design a game?
I haven't. You might be fucking fantastic at it. I don't know.
I might be two Mozarts tied to an Einstein.
That's possible. That's a possibility.
Like human centipede style, I imagine.
Jesus Christ. My strength is in game design and not game playing. And you, at the very least, are very good at playing games, and probably be good at designing too.
If you did that human centipede and you wanted to optimize it, where do you put the Einstein?
You have two Mozarts.
Two Mozarts and an Einstein, yeah. Do you think it matters what you're optimizing it for? Do you think it will be better at playing piano if the Einstein's not at the front?
So the Einstein needs to be at the front or the back.
Okay, you don't think it's okay to put him in the middle?
Because
I think that his buff aura will be most effective if he's in the middle.
You want to have a balanced equation, and as we all know,
what is more balanced than a thing with two Mozarts around it? Is that not perfectly balanced, as all things should be, as nature intended?
Einstein is equal to Mozart composer squared.
Wait, it is? Based on what? How did you arrive at this? Hold on.
He made an equation about it. It's a famous equation.
Oh, okay. All right. I guess I hear what you're saying, but I don't like it at all.
I don't like humans. I don't like. You know what was terrible?
I don't like any of this. What?
was watching Human Centipede 2.
Sure.
It's so gross.
Why would you do that?
It's worse than the first one.
Yeah. Cheap cash in
Don't watch
sequels.
Yeah, don't watch. I'm gonna unrecommend Human Centipede.
Human Centipede 2 and Cars 2 are basically the same film. And that's why you shouldn't watch it. Or if you do want to see Cars 2, just watch Human Centipede 2 instead because they're the same.
I think
Cars equals Human Centipede squared.
Oh no. Hey, so
Yeah.
how are you doing?
So I had a little bit of a rough week. I'm just gonna vent for a second here, and then we're gonna get to phase 3 because it's been a long stream. I apologize for that. It is your fault, but also I apologize to you for it. I've had some frustrating medical stuff going on, and that continues. And the state is trying to charge me $474 for literally life-saving medication and stuff. So we're gonna get it sorted, I think, maybe, but I am gonna not hopefully have to pay that. On top of that, on Monday, my Discord got hacked. I don't know how it happened. I don't know what got compromised. The thing is, nothing else got violated. Like, I would think if they got into one of my if somebody got into one of my machines or something, if I had downloaded something sketchy or whatever, you would think that more stuff would have been affected. But they got a hold of my Discord. They apparently posted a lot of images of Mr. Beast scams or something. Yeah, Kat, I know that you did. I'm sorry. I am like at the same time I'm like incredibly angry. I'm so mad, but I'm also very embarrassed. So I do apologize. I do apologize to anybody who has me as a friend on Discord. I did get the account back. I reached out to Discord support, and it took them like 2 days. I reached out to Discord support. They immediately disabled the account, and then a couple days later handed it back to me and re-enabled it with me. So I am in charge of the account again. But it's just very annoying. It's very annoying stuff. Apparently a thing that is happening is that somehow people are getting a hold of logged in session tokens. They're just hijacking your session. And it turns out they don't need your credentials or in fact your 2FA if they can just hijack a session that's already live. So I that is apparently the new thing that's going around. A couple of my friends who moderate servers are saying that they're seeing more of it. I know Jeff was telling me the other day that it's happening relatively frequently to people in the Zelda 2 speedrunning community. So that's wild. But there are some those are some like technically savvy people, right? Like not necessarily the kind of people you would expect to be getting hacked. So in the one sense, that sort of makes me feel better that like, it's happening to other people who know their stuff, and that like we kind of don't really understand what the attack vector is. And that makes me feel better in the sense that it doesn't mean that I did anything stupid necessarily. It also makes me feel much worse in the sense that I don't know how to make sure that it won't happen again.
Yeah.
Because I didn't do anything risky. I didn't do anything that, as far as I'm aware, should have been able to result in something like this. And again, if one of my machines got pwned, I would expect there would be more damage. So who knows what the fuck happened? But in any case, it's very bad. If it's some kind of man-in-the-middle token attack, it could easily be just like you get too close to the wrong Wi-Fi network while your Discord is logged in, right?
Okay.
Like that shit could happen if you go out to get fast food or whatever. Yeah, Cat, I had 2FA enabled, and they were able to disconnect my 2FA and add their own 2FA. Well, without it being a problem somehow. I don't know exactly what they did, but yeah, so that's fun. So I have no idea what the fuck. Cornflake says, guessing how it is nowadays, ads, compromised ads, totally possible. You know, I switched to Linux recently, and I've been using a Linux browser, which I would hope would keep me safer, because you know most Windows is mostly the attack space, but I do still have a computer that is still running Windows, right? So because the media server that I run my Plex off of is still on Windows, and so it's, you know, every once in a while I do a little bit of work from that machine because there are some things that I still don't know how to do on Linux very effectively. So who knows? Maybe I got there somehow. At the moment, the way I'm managing it is this is the only machine I have that's logged into my Discord account now. I logged out of it from all of the other machines in the apartment or in the house. But anyway, that's just been annoying, and I just wanted to express some annoyance about that because I think it's good to vent. It's really frustrating, like,
Yeah.
the way that was very disruptive to my life for a couple of days while I didn't have the Discord account. And there were things I needed to do. There were people I needed to talk to, things I needed to coordinate. But also the way that is potentially harmful to my, like, business relationships in the medium to long term, because, like, I spammed a bunch of hacked bullshit into, like, closed game developer Discords and whatnot. Some of those relationships, I don't know a person by name well enough to necessarily fix them. And all of this for a scam that I can't imagine anyone being stupid enough to click on. Like, it doesn't feel like it could possibly have any value to the scammer. Right? Everybody is able to look at that immediately and go, well, obviously that's garbage. Cornflakes, Zen is in fact what I'm using. Yeah. I think it is pretty okay. There are definitely some things about it that feel like they're different just for the sake of being different. Why is the bar on the left instead of the top? I don't know. It doesn't seem any worse, really. It's just different. But yeah, there's some things about it that I do like a lot. And it's not a Linux only thing. Zen is available on Windows. So if you are looking for a browser that is an alternative to the browsing activity you are currently doing, Zen is pretty rad. Yeah, Umbro Reaver says the way these scams work is they hit 1 million people and make money off the 3 or 4 people that fall for it. I know. It's just like, it's really frustrating that the thing they've done is so low value for them and so high cost for the people they're doing it to. And that doesn't, like... I'm not trying to say that I expect everyone in the world to have my morals, but it really rankles, like, the very, very, very low value that this attack has for how much, like, incidental damage it does to a person. And I mean, to say nothing outside of the actual damage, like, I was just, my anxiety was up all week. Like, I could not...
Yeah.
The day I got the account back, I was more stressed out than when it was hacked, because I was like, I need to check it every 20 minutes to make sure that didn't flip back over, right? Because I still don't know what happened. And so I don't know that I changed the, credentials on everything in my life, but I don't know that that's good enough to solve it, because I wasn't doing anything that I thought was risky in the first place. And so I've been living with that. I've been living with the stomach problems that come with that. It's just, ugh. What a fucked up thing.
My poor sweet baby.
Anyway, it puts anger in my heart, and it's not great. It's not great for anger to be there. I try very hard to live without anger in my heart.
Yeah,
because I fixate on it. It's unhealthy for me. But I've definitely been having some angry thoughts. Anyway, angry thoughts that you can't like make use of, right? Anger is potentially valuable, certainly not a thing to be avoided. Potentially valuable insofar as it can motivate action and stuff, but like there's nothing to be done with this anger. What am I gonna do? Figure out where they are and fucking Liam Neeson their asses? Like, I'm just gonna sit here and rage impotently and be like, I'd strangle him, but like, what? Who cares? Anyway, that's it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to vent and maybe to explain some stuff if you're a person who is connected to me on Discord. This music's good. The music's relaxing. Thanks to our friends at the Relaxed Movement. That's what it's for. That's what they did. So,
Yeah.
Hey, phase 3. Remember the part where we were happy about things and we like things? This is the part of the stream, if you're unfamiliar, where we share things that we have engaged with and loved in the past week or so, and share them with other people so that other people may also find and love them. Because that would be totally sick. Cat's right on top of it. Anger in our hearts is hard to avoid these days, so instead we fill the space with love. It helps. Amabel, what do you got? Do you got a thing? Do you have a thing to offer up?
What did I do this week?
Honestly, what you did this week was mostly take care of me and soothe me.
I did some of that, yeah.
One thing I would recommend is having a loved one in your life who can take care of you and soothe you when bad things happen. That shit rules.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, I don't know if I have much recommendations. You know what? I watched Computer Chess again. I recommended that in January, probably last time I saw it.
For clarity, the film titled Computer Chess.
Yes, from 2013. It's good. I'm still trying to get a full grasp on it. Because there are things about it that are deliberately quite strange in ways that I like, but it's hard for me to like bring all the themes together.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll recommend the film Computer Chess, which was shot on 1970s video cameras and gives it a very particular aesthetic, and they do a lot of things with that. But I also just recommend watching a film a second or a third time when you didn't quite feel like you got it all the first time, because
sure,
you learn, you get more each time you see something. I feel like if there's any kind of depth to it, and also, every time I revisit a film, I'm a different person than I was the last time I saw it, and I bring that to it. And that's very enriching for me. So I'll recommend that experience, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's good stuff. Umbral Reaver says, I started reading The Daily Grind, which is fun and neat and made me have dreams about it. So I think that's a good recommend. The Daily Grind. I'm not familiar with that. Boy, let me tell you something. Typing in The Daily Grind into Google, not helpful. There are about 10,000 things named The Daily Grind. Cat of Ninetails says, thank you for the impromptu stream. Caught the VOD, and I'm curious about Witchfire. Yeah, we did a little stream where we played some Witchfire. I was intending to also play some No Rest for the Wicked, but it is not running so hot right now on SteamOS specifically due to a weird thing they did for Steam Deck reasons. So I can't comment on No Rest for the Wicked except to say that the particular way in which it's not playing well for me will probably not be a problem for you unless you are also running SteamOS. It looks rad. From the store page, it looks really rad. But Witchfire was pretty cool. We did end up playing it for, I don't know, like 90 minutes or something. So if you are interested in that, check the VODs page. It is a cool looking game that I wish did not say Deus Vult to me so often. mean, listen, I made my feelings clear about which side of that conflict I wanted to be on, and it was not the Popes. Cat of Nine Tails also says, to echo a recommendation Amabel once made, small cute critters. Been cat sitting a cuddly black cat all week. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, Umble Reaver says it's a lit RPG. I have not read any lit RPGs. I'm not super familiar with the
little
genre.
bit. It's not my favorite genre, but I'm glad other people enjoy them.
Tyrio says, learning some streaming stuff to better support my wife's interests. This has been a rabbit hole of research, which is always fun. Yeah, learning new technical skills is a good way to get your brain focused on that instead of other things, and also to, actually like pick up useful skills. And if you're doing it to support a loved one, hey, so much the better, right? That's cool on all fronts. Turns out supporting your loved ones, I recommend it. That's one of my recommends. I have a couple. First of all, last night we watched the movie Bottoms for the first time in a while.
Mhm.
Y'all, the movie Bottoms is so rad. What a good sort of coming of age, like a parody of like coming of age high school movies about like, becoming cool and getting the girl. And it's not like, when I say parody, it is a parody, but it's also, I feel like that undersells the complexity of it a little bit. It's interesting. It's good fun. Very, very, very funny, very weird movie. Starring Ayo Edebiri and Rachel Sennett and Marshawn Lynch. Marshawn Lynch is in it, and he's hilarious. He does an excellent job. The other thing I want to recommend that is actually new is the Mountain Goats put out a new album.
Oh yeah,
Did you hear about this?
I heard it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an album called Days, and it's fucking rad. It's really, really good. It's got a couple of songs on it in the front half that are just like absolutely just crawl inside my head and live there all day. I find myself doing the Shallow Grave riff just like all the time. Really, really good stuff. If you like any of the Mountain Goats, if you've heard any of that stuff, I definitely would check it out. Cat of Nine says, I was supposed to become cool to get the girl. I got all of mine by being a huge nerd. I feel like that's mostly what the coming of age comedies. That's the advice that they give in the end, right? They pretend that they're about how you got to be cool to get the girl. That's the mistaken knowledge that the protagonist has in the beginning, and in the end, you find out, Michael's secret stuff was inside you all along, or whatever.
Who's Michael?
The Space Jam, Michael's secret stuff. Michael Jordan is
okay.
the Michael in question.
I saw Space Jam once. It wasn't good. So I did not see it again and did not remember much about it.
Okay, so first of all, you just said Spice Jam. Secondly, who needs it to be good when it's got Lola Bunny in it? And some number of people in the chat just went, yeah. I was joking, but some of you got caught. No, I don't know. The first Space Jam movie, I have no idea if it's good or not. I haven't seen it since I was very young. But I remember Michael's secret stuff. Cat of Nine Tails says, also another actual recommendation, finally started Absalom. Absalom is a pretty great beat 'em up. Pretty cool fantasy themed, slugging, punching people in a magic forest kind of game.
Yeah,
we enjoyed it a lot. It's beautiful. It has really, really excellent animation. It's from the Streets of Rage 4 people. Is that right?
I believe it's the people who did the animation for Streets of Rage 4. I could be wrong.
Okay, some of the. Yeah, it says developed by Guard Crush Games.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good. If you like beat 'em ups, I think it is very good. Lana the Witch says, my girlfriend taught me how to make her bibimbap yesterday. Turns out to be a 15-minute recipe that's super fun to learn and super fast to make, and also delicious. That's fun. Sharing food knowledge with your loved ones is fun. I don't think I've ever had bibimbap.
I don't know what it is. Yeah.
It's a Korean dish. I know that I have a couple of friends who really like Korean food, and so I have heard of it, but I've not actually had any myself. Anyway, what do you say we close this thing? What do you say we sign out here?
Yeah. All right.
The stream has been a little bit long, and I want to let you rest your voice.
Okay.
So we're gonna get going. Thank you all so much for stopping by, for re-examining Nowhere Profit with us. I really do think, like, the thing about it that really stuck in my brain is just that it is like there's I think a lot of interesting stuff going on in the game. I think the idea of like the creatures in your deck being people that you have to actually like care about in some kind of larger sense than as resources to trade away during combat. It really affects the way you play in some interesting ways, and it affects the kinds of assumptions you make, the way you think about these things in an interesting way. Even when you go back to a game where this is not the case, like, you know, you have questions, things are happening in your brain. That's good. But also, it's just like, in terms of quality, it really is just like a cut above all of the other games that were doing that same thing at the time. It's got beautiful, colorful art. It's got good writing. It's got some interesting thematic stuff going on. Like, what a rad game. If you enjoyed Nowhere Profit, if you want to be in on the next thing that guy is doing, there's a game called Crown Breakers. It has had its Kickstarter already. That is the next thing. I don't know exactly where they're at in terms of release time, but you can find it on Steam. Planned release date to be announced. But, you know, wishlist it. If you're interested, wishlist it. Indie devs love a good wishlist. All right. That's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time during the week, there's going to be videos. There's a new thing that we're doing that I think the first episode of it's going to come next weekend. My thought right now is next weekend after the stream is probably when that will happen. Don't hold me to it. But that's going to happen. I'm excited about that. There's going to be a stream, of course. We don't know what we're doing yet. Come back for all of that stuff and to share with us the beautiful things that you find out into the world when you go out into it with love in your hearts to help crowd out all of the anger that is always trying to force its way in. Go out there, find that cool shit, come back to us and share it. And we'll see you then.